Yes, we are live.
Shall I start, sir? Good evening, all, and welcome back to yet another session of MasterPraQ. We have restarted our MasterPraQ season 2 with great speakers and even, greater energy and a higher confidence. And we're really happy to invite you all to our second episode of second season. Today, we have with us none other than Sheetal ma'am. I think any words that I used to describe her, to introduce her, would be really less. So, firstly, ma'am, welcome here. Sheetal ma'am is a balanced life coach, NLP practitioner, career counselor, MBA finance. She's a BSc in chemistry and has a 12-year experience of consulting. So now, isn't that, already we can see that she's going to give us great knowledge and she's going to share great experiences with us today. So I warmly welcome you, ma'am, and I'm sure our audience sitting here in the room, our audience watching you live on YouTube are going to be thrilled to listen to you. And today's topic is balanced life. So I think this is one of the topic we need now, looking at the situation of the pandemic. We've all become a little unbalanced. We're doing too much of technology and less of, maybe going out, or we're doing too much of eye strain work and not doing something else. So I think this is a very nice topic for tonight's evening, where we learn how to balance our life and get the most out of all the, services and all the things that we have within us. So thank you so much, ma'am, for such a great topic. And over to you now to start the show.
Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. I really appreciate that. And I'll be very, very happy if this session can contribute to the lives of the people who are present here and who are listening to us on YouTube. So before I begin, since we are present here, I would want everyone to take a pledge that you are going to be present here in the present for the next 45 to 50 minutes without any other distraction, mostly your phones. So everyone take a pledge. Please do that. That you are going to be present here in the present moment. Wow. So I'll share my screen. Yes, so now as you have taken a pledge that you are going to be present here and even participate at the best of your capability at the moment. So let's appreciate ourselves. Come on, let's clap for ourselves, everyone. Very nice. Now I want whoever is present here, each one of you, please write down your name in the chat box and that one thing about yourself that you really love. That you really love about yourself. And Buddha has explained very beautifully. If you love a flower, you will water it daily. And if you like it, you might pluck it. So what is that one thing about yourself that you water, you develop every day? Please write it in the chat box and your name as well. People on the YouTube, please write it on the YouTube comments. We'll be very happy to know that. Now, may I have permission to introduce myself? And I would want to start that by helping you understand what is my purpose in life. My purpose in life is, as life happens to each one of us sooner or later with a set of challenges, I like to help people equip themselves to stand tall in the face of fear when they face those challenges and keep moving forward and keep growing in all dimensions of your life, in spite of whatever circumstances you are into. Now, I was not born with this कि मुझे पहले से पता था मेरी life में purpose ये है. No, I was not born with that. I actually found it. So from my life experiences, be it personal or professional, I realized and understood the importance of making decisions, or I'll say importance of making better decisions, because these decisions decides the direction of our life. It may be towards making or breaking. I hope everyone agrees here that our direction of life is decided by the decisions that we made. Whoever you were going or you are going to be in the future will be based on the decisions that you are making today. And today, whoever you are is because of the decisions you have made in the past. So decision making is a very important thing. Now, as I said, life happens to each one of us, and it was happening to me also when I was born. But I never realized that it is happening to me because I think I fail to understand what life is. And when I realized that what life is, it is about the set of challenges that each one of us has to deal with. The challenges may be different for each one of us. You might have certain challenges. I might have certain challenges, but each one of us have challenges. जब छोटा बच्चा होता है उसको भी challenges होते हैं, वो बात नहीं कर पाता है. So the child is learning to talk, walk. As we grow, we have different challenges. So I believe life is about facing your challenges or maybe equipping yourself to face those challenges. When there was a down point in my life, I was like very down, nothing was going right, and I was like, kya ho raha hai life mein? And then one day I just reached my threshold that, I'm unable to handle this motherhood and home ministry and also the tag of a working woman all at once. But it was not because I was not capable to do so. The reason it was happening or I was unable to find justice to all these three roles, maybe because my life was not balanced. And that is when I came to know about life coaching, I started with it and I understood that I need to create a balance in my life. When I was a child, my father told me once, your teacher has said that, you are going to do something really big in your life. आप life में बहुत कुछ बड़ा करने वाले हो. So that belief, that thought, that one line of my father and my teacher always remained in my mind. क्योंकि मुझे life में कुछ बड़ा करना है, कुछ अच्छा करना है. So I always wanted to do something, but I was not knowing कब, क्या, कैसे. I had no answer. So I thought, let me put everything aside. Let me, forget about what I'm supposed to be doing. First, let me bring balance in my life. Everyone agrees with me? Is it an important thing? So I thought if I want to get answers to these of my questions, I must create a balanced life for myself. I must start living a balanced life. And this balance will create space for me to create that ideal life for myself. Otherwise, there is going to be no end to my struggles. And this is true with a lot of people. रोज की इतनी ज्यादा स्ट्रगल होती है कि we forget what our goals are and we start giving up to our circumstances. Shishant sir, would you agree with me or can you relate to, anybody can resonate with this thought?
Totally agree. As you mentioned, rightly mentioned, we all face different challenges and we all are into this corporate jargons. So yes, definitely, I completely resonate with you.
Yes. And when I realized this is when I came to know about my purpose, that I would want to help people to become stronger and face the challenges that life is throwing to them. And it always begins with creating a balanced life for yourself. So the first question जो सबके दिमाग में आ रहा होगा, ये होता क्या है balanced life? What is it? Balanced life is nothing, but it is about balancing the 4 most important areas of your life. Number 1 is our emotional well-being. Now, emotional well-being is something when you are able to understand your own emotions आप क्या फील कर रहे हो? Is it you are angry or you are disappointed? So if you're able to differentiate in your emotions, if you're able to understand them, and if you're able to express them in the right way, right quantity, and at the right time, that will define your emotional well-being. A very small example, somebody who gets angry all the time, I'm sure you all will understand that the kind of challenges that person is having during the day, because उसे हर बात पे गुस्सा आ जाता है. That person is unable to control his or her emotion, and the emotion is anger. But if he learns to do so, he is avoiding a lot of challenges during the day. So imagine the challenges that person is going to avoid all his life. The second important thing is our physical well-being. We have come with this body. We are going to go or leave this earth with this body. And if this body is fit and fine, the journey on the planet Earth becomes really pleasant. The third thing is our relationships. It could be our professional relationships or it could be our personal relationships, but they are important to us. Now, some relationships are like we are born with it. हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं. And some relationships are like friends. You can move on if they are toxic. But जिस relationships के साथ हम लोग born हुए होते हैं, we cannot move on that easily. So it is our responsibility to make them stronger and supportive for ourselves. Please listen to it carefully. I'm talking about make them stronger and support it for your own self. किसी और के लिए नहीं करना है. Because it does affects your emotional well-being. अगर रिश्ते अच्छे नहीं होते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं दिमाग में कुछ चलता ही रहता है. And you cannot be what you exactly are. The fourth thing is finances. Our finances or the money does affects and impacts the quality of our life. Now, I do not say that you need to be financially really well off. But what I mean that you must have educate money or you must plan for educate money that you don't have to do like this in front of other people, but you are able to do this. So it is important. So the four most important elements of a balanced life is emotional well-being, physical well-being, relationships, and our finances. I'll give you some examples of that. When I talk about emotional well-being, I'm talking about self-awareness. I'm talking about knowing yourself better, knowing what your skills are, what your abilities are. आप क्या कर सकते हो? And it is equally important to know आप क्या नहीं कर सकते हो. Because if you do not have this awareness, you might be working or walking towards the wrong direction in your life, and then you say, मुझे result नहीं आ रहा है. So it is important that you have awareness about yourself. Mindfulness. One event, just one event, and 100 people will have 100 different meanings for that thing. A person with mindfulness thought process will have a better meaning and will have peace of mind no matter what the event is. Spirituality, it is very important to some people, and some people say कि मुझे तो बस शांति चाहिए, मैंने भगवान की पूजा कर ली, prayer कर ली, मुझे शांति मिलती है. So some people are like that. It might be one of the one thing that you can inculcate in your daily life. Attitude, very, very important. Attitude towards your own self, attitude towards others, and attitude towards the world. Now, when I say attitude, it doesn't mean कि सिर्फ मेरा attitude. What attitude do I carry towards my surrounding? Because that does affects my emotional well-being. Self-development. What am I doing for my self-development? If you stop learning, you have stopped living. So it is important that you keep on learning. Mindset. It is something really, really important, and a lot of things depends on the mindset. You might have a fixed mindset where you believe कि achievers are born. वो तो talent के साथ ही पैदा होते हैं. A growth mindset which feels, let me practice, let me give it a try. मैं कर सकता हूँ, कुछ नहीं तो कोशिश कर सकता हूँ, and while I am doing that, I will get to learn something. So that's a growth mindset. It is very important to understand what mindset do you carry. And again, what mindset do you carry in different areas of your life? Learnings are a very important part of our life. Identity. Do you understand about your identity as a human being, as a spouse, as a child, as a parent, as a professional? And this identity helps you to create yourself, and that is how you are being identified by people. I'll share a very small example. I'm very punctual. Now, when I say I'm very punctual, I'll actually go before time. I know that the other person is always late. Always. I know that this is not the one time, but so many times this has happened to me. But my identity is being punctual. So, in spite of knowing that the person is going to be late, I go and reach the venue on time. So, that's my identity. So, I'm being identified as somebody who's very punctual. So, it is important that you understand what identity you carry, what you are becoming. What do you want to become? It is very, very important to know. The next element, when I said, is physical well being. How is your health? What is your fitness level? Are you exercising to maintain your health? Are you doing yoga or maybe some other physical activity? Sleep, rest. How about your diet? Food habits, very important. Do you have a control on your food habits? So when I say physical well-being, you have things related to your physical well-being. Relationships, your relationship with the spouse, with the family members, with the environment, your social relationships, relationship with your friends, with your co-worker and boss. How are they? Are they toxic? Are they non-toxic? Are they helping you grow or are they not helping you grow? It is very important to understand this part. And as I said, it is important for you to work on your relationships for your benefit. The fourth part is our finances, business, wealth, assets, money, work, your savings, investments, and for students, it is career. Because if you're learning something, if you're going to become a doctor, that means you are going to earn ultimately out of that profession. So, what are you doing at present for your finances? So, it is very important to understand what are you becoming or what is your future self going to be. Everyone can resonate with me, and am I being clear?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. Now, these four elements of our life are very, very closely related to each other. Emotional well-being, physical well-being, relationships and finances. किसी एक एरिया में कुछ अच्छा हो या प्रॉब्लम हो, this is going to impact or affect the other three areas. And if you also observe your goals, dreams, desires, and your problems, challenges, and issues in your life will fall or can be categorized under these four elements of your life. So now I want each one of you to take a pen and paper or maybe write it on the chat box, one of your goal, dream, or desire, and the issue that you are facing in your life. And tell me which element of life or which area of your life can you place this? Is it an emotional well-being challenge that you are, or maybe you have a goal to be more mindful or maybe learn more or something? I'll help you out with that. If you see here, your goals, dreams and desires. I just want a happy family. मुझे और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, मुझे सिर्फ एक अच्छी family चाहिए, खुशी परिवार चाहिए. I want to be physically fit. I want peaceful life. I want financial stability. I want a satisfying job. I want to own my own house. मुझे एक गाड़ी चाहिए. I want to travel around the world. I want good education for my children. I want respect from my family and society. I want a business which is doing really well. I want to contribute to the society. I want to follow my hobby. I want to create wealth. I have a lot of my personal goal. I have short-term goals and long-term goals. So if you can relate to this, I'm sure each one of you will have your dreams and desires something like this. And this falls in any one of the element of a life. When I say that I want to travel around the world, it involves finances. So you need to work on your finances. It will also include your relationships. It also includes your emotional well-being and your physical well-being. When you say that you want to create wealth, this goal will fall under your financial element. Business. Now, coming to the problem or the challenges, I'll not say depression, but maybe mild depression, stress, anxiety, distraction. I feel lonely. I have a lot of self-doubt. मुझे confidence ही नहीं है. I have a lot of confusion. I do not know what to do. Fear of unknown. A lot of people fail to do a lot of things just because of fear. They don't even try. Unsatisfied. Technology addiction. I just want to get rid of my addiction of social media. Poor decision making. Worrying too much. Toxic relationships. Unidentified health goals. बस बीमार है क्या हुआ पता नहीं I'm just sick. Negative thoughts, negative environment, emotionally really tired that I cannot take it anymore. Bad eating habits, no physical activity, money issues, procrastination, lack of confidence, can't express myself, low self-esteem. So these are the challenges. So as I said, if you can write down all your challenges and all your goals, you'll be able to categorize them. And while you will be working on your challenges or your problems, you are also working towards your goal. If you are working, you have, for example, you have technology addiction, jiski wajah se you are unable to study, you are unable to do anything else. Now, if you work on this challenge, you will utilize this time for achieving your goal. So when I say balanced life, this is what it is. If you understand your problems are actually representing your goals. So if you work on your problem, you'll be working on your goals. If you work on your goals, you'll be working on your problems as well. Anyone have any questions so far?
Wonderfully, you have put forward connectivity between the goals, problems, challenges. Now here I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Let's take one example. Say travel around the world. Let's say that's the goal. Okay. And the challenges is maybe stress. I'm stressed so much that I don't think of planning. How should I travel around the world, or maybe poor decision making. So maybe 2-3 issues, or maybe money issues. So stress, poor decision making, and money issues. These three are connected with travel around the world.
Yes.
So now what's the next step?
Okay, so first you need to understand, or the person need to understand that what is causing that stress. That stress is actually an emotion. Something is happening in your body. You need to understand why this is happening. And once you get to the root cause, कि मुझे stress हो रहा है because I'm unable to do so, or because I want to do so and so. So once you get to the root cause, you will work on your stress. This will help you work on the other part, and this will help you in decision making. This will help you plan your travel around the world. So you need to understand what issue you have, because every time you have fever, I cannot give you crocin. So I need to go to the root cause, and that is what life coaching is about. It's all about asking powerful questions. Okay, why, how, when? So we keep on asking questions, and that is when the client get into the root cause. Like I'll share in the slides, I will also share one of the case study of my client, that how this person was unable to grow. And when we worked on his belief system, he actually in 3 years, his growth was exponential. And as we grow, we start developing a fixed mindset. मुझे तो आता है, मुझे पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, मुझे सीखने की kind of very reluctant towards knowing something. तुम छोटे हो, तुम मुझे क्या सिखाओगे? And that is when we stop learning and we stop growing. But if you have a growth mindset, you might say, okay, fine, try कर लेते हैं, कोशिश कर लेते हैं. So let's say there's a person who have a fixed mindset. The person might have stress because the person is unable to change some of his beliefs. ये चीज ऐसे ही होती है, लेकिन मेरे घर में ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है. Now this is giving me stress. So I need to understand कि मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. Now if this thing is not in my control, then let me work on the things which are on my control. But हम क्या करते हैं? We are not working on the things which I can control, but we are trying to control others. And that what creates stress. So if you go to the root cause of stress, this will help you in decision making and this will help you in planning. I hope it is clear.
Yes, very much.
So everybody, whoever is watching on YouTube or here, I would suggest, do this activity, understand this will give you a lot of clarity. What my goals are, what my problems are. And sometimes the problem hota hi nahi hai. There are no problems. If you sit down and write, there is no problem. So do this activity. This will give you a lot of insight to you about yourself. Okay. Before I share this, I would want to share a small story about this balanced life, which one of my client I used to, I realized that, or she realized that I failed to create a balanced life for myself. She was a young girl, very ambitious, beautiful, educated, and she wanted to work outside India. She applied to a very good company and she got in. Very good package. She was living a very, very good life. Matlab, puri dunya ghumna, aaram se rehna, no responsibility, nothing. So while she was doing this, she worked really hard on her finances, but she failed to work on her physical health, her relationships, and her emotional well-being. So one day she fell sick, and it was so bad that she was bedridden for 6 months. So the finances were all gone. There was a lot of going deep or going down on the financial side. She had nobody to look after her, and physical health to already kharab ho hi gaya tha. So when after 6 months she was fine, she was back on her legs, but since she was working and she did not, I'll say about, for her parents that she did not did much to make those relationships work out for herself. They are like, it's a real case. It's my own client. She's living her life. She's doing good. Paisa bhi sab kuch ho raha hai, but she says ki I failed to do a few things in my life. I'm 40 years. I do not have anybody, no companionship. I do not have my parents who understand me. It's the relationship is like, okay. So the other person might feel, wow, what a life. No responsibility, nothing. But me, from Eden, I feel ki I failed to do something in my life. And it really hurts. It really hurts when you grow. I have another client who's a lady, 45 year. She says, I want companionship, but I don't know how. And I wish I had done this at the right time. So this is what happens if we are, living a balanced life. I'll talk about myself. I created this life for myself. So tomorrow, if I leave this planet, I will not have many regrets. Honestly, I'll have very, very few regrets. I wanted to spend time with my daughter or something like that, but no big regrets because I have worked on my finances. I've worked on my relationships. I've worked on my emotional well-being and my physical well-being. And that is when I'm able to work on creating the life I wish for myself. But what we do, we are working in maybe just one of area of our life really, really hard और बाकी के areas को छोड़ देते हैं और फिर कुछ time बाद या कुछ साल बाद अरे मैंने इतना सब achieve किया लेकिन ये छूट गया. Now I have nobody to enjoy that. So that's what happened. So it is important, and we are Social animal, we need people around us. Ultimately, the emotions that we all want to feel is respect, love, care. Each one of us, koi kitna bhi strong ban jaye, but everybody wants to feel that feeling emotion very very important to somebody is very very important thing that everybody wants. And if somebody says ki nahi mujhe aisa nahi chahiye, I will not buy that. We all have emotions, we all want to be loved and cared and respected. It might have happened that you have learned to control it in a in a very hard way, that you have all these emotions within you, you want somebody, but you have become so hard on yourself that now you are not ready to take that, and one day this hits you back. So when I say it is important that you understand your emotions and express them in the right way, क्योंकि जब बकेट फुल हो जाता है तो आप उसके अंदर कुछ नहीं डाल सकते हो. It will start overflowing, and that overflow is anger. कोई भी ऐसी चीज होती है फिर वो गुस्से में, डिसअपॉइंटमेंट में, फ्रस्ट्रेशन में बाहर आती है. So it is important that you keep sharing or keep expressing yourself. So we'll move ahead, and this is a very small kind of a quiz which I've created to understand how balanced your life is at the moment. It is a very small one. I have a comprehensive one, but we couldn't do that here. So I think everybody can see that, and let's just do this. I have 2 questions on emotional well-being. So the first, please rate yourself and then add them all, and let's see where we all stand. So number 1 is, I recognize my emotions and feelings correctly. So if you're always able to do that, you give yourself 2. If sometimes or maybe, then 1. If it is no and never, then 0. So I'll give just, I think 5 minutes would be enough for this. So rate yourself. The second question is, I can express my emotions and feelings. I hope everybody is doing it. Number 3, the question number 3 is, I exercise 3 days a week. Number 4, I have control over my eating habits. I spend sufficient time with my family and friends. I'm comfortable with my personal and professional relationships. I follow a monthly budget. I'm having or creating a passive income source for my future. So anybody would want to share their scoring here?
The score is 12.
Yours is 12. So you are doing good.
Okay. What's the parameter?
Actually, this is a very small one I've created. I have with 50 questions where, based on your scoring, I give you the full thing that what are the areas that you might be not working and needs your immediate attention. Now, okay, I'll just call out the ratings. If you've got something between 0 to 4, you are right at the edge of falling. If it is between 4 to 8, you're just going on. Zindagi chal rahi hai. And if it is 8 to 12, you can still do better. And if it is 12 to 16, good. I'll not say excellent, because there's always that area of improvement. Kuch na kuch to hum improve kar sakte hain.
I'm on the edge of good and can be improved.
Yes, right. Anybody else would want to share, or maybe just write it in the chat box? No worries. So we'll move ahead. We all want to have a balanced life. Though हमें पता नहीं है इस बारे में कि होता क्या है, but we all want to have a good life. Now let's understand what's stopping us. Just excuse me. The first thing which is stopping us from creating a balanced life is no self-awareness. मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि who am I? The reason I am influenced by a lot of other people. So I'm trying to be something else which I'm not. Like my personality is of a person who likes to help. But when, because of my circumstances and even not knowing that I like to help, I was unable to do it. And my life was like, "Mujse kuch nahi ho raha." It was like, things are going here and way. But when I realized that, or when I understood or I know about that I like to help, and I started working in all my capabilities possible, I felt good. I started using my potential because this was somewhere giving me satisfaction ki, okay, I'm being myself. So it is important to understand who you are as a person, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your abilities, what you can do and what you cannot do. Limiting and disempowering beliefs, as I just shared about myself ki, my teacher told my father that this girl will do something, and it stuck to my mind ki, mujhe kuch bada karna hai, because it's a belief that I was carrying with myself. And I became a life coach and I transformed so many lives. So when these people call me and thank me and tell me ki, you have changed our lives, I feel that this is a really big thing, because if you can help somebody change their life, it is amazing. So I was able to do that, and I like, okay, ye bhi bada hi kaam hai. And then I also had a lot of disempowering beliefs, like um I always felt that I'm low on confidence and I couldn't speak in front of people, which I'm doing it right now. And this belief came to me when I was in sixth standard. I changed my school, and the first day of school, I was all dressed up very nicely, and I just thought कि I'm going to be very confident. मैं सबसे बात करूंगी और सब बहुत सारे friends बनाऊंगी. But I couldn't speak a word. The reason, I had ulcers in my mouth, and there were 4 boys in my class, the very naughty one, and they tagged me, they labeled me. ये बात नहीं कर सकती है. And I carried that till 12th standard. So in 12th standard, when we were supposed to make a working model, we ended up making a non-working model, and we were like, chalo abhi jaane do, jo ho gaya. But like, chalo kuch to kar sakte hain. So I was sitting in the local train, I was thinking about it ki kya kar sakte hain. I said, theek hai, chalo, let me write a script, and it was about suspension bridge. So I wrote a beautiful story, and I was like, I told my group members कि I am going to talk. हाँ, हम लोग का working नहीं है, मैं ही बात करने वाली हूँ. I don't know what happened to me that day. I being a person very nervous, conserved, बात नहीं कर सकती थी. But I like, चलो करते हैं. And that day, our principal, all the professors, and all the college students, a lot of people came to me just to listen to me. And by the end of the day, I was like on cloud 9. Wow, मैंने किया, मैंने बात करी. It is amazing. But again, as we do not remember all the good things, but remember all the bad things that has happened to me, I also forgot about it. And when I went to college, I was again a okay kind of a girl. So this is what happens to us. We are so much attached to our this limiting beliefs कि हम उन्हें question भी नहीं करते हैं. And the best way to come out of your limiting beliefs or break your beliefs which are not helping you grow is question them. Now, जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि we have a lot of limiting beliefs. This also creates a victim mentality. So when I got married, I was like, मैं तो अपना घर छोड़ करके आई हूँ. These people need to change. These people need to make me feel good. So I became somebody who had a victim mentality. मेरे साथ ही ऐसा होता है, मेरे साथ ही गलत होता है, nobody is understanding, and I started blaming everything and everyone around me. This created a lot of problems or a lot of imbalance in my life. But again, I was not knowing about it. I couldn't do anything about it. So awareness is very important. Lack of clarity of your life goals and future self. Like, I was not knowing. I did MBA Finance, BSc Chemistry, 2 certification programs on career counseling. Couldn't make me happy. I was like, नहीं मुझे नहीं करना है ये सब, मैं नहीं कर सकती, I'm not meant out for this. लेकिन क्या करना है वो clear नहीं था. So when I did life coaching, I found my purpose. I think, okay, this is what I want to do. And I wish Somebody had told me that, Sheetal, you are good at talking to people, you are good at consulting. So, choose a career, something into the same field. Don't go for MBA finance, don't go for science, you're not going to do anything. But again, I don't want to be, play a blame game. It is my fault that I failed to do that. I never worked on myself. I was never knowing ki, what am I becoming? What my future self is going to be. And it is very, very important to know. It is very important to define your future self. Kya banna chahte ho aap? What kind of a life you would want to live? Because that is what keeps you going. Motivation will not last for long. Kuch mahine theek hai, but if you're clear about what you want to be and you are consistently working towards it, there are 99.9% charges you will reach there, but you need to be consistent. If you do that, you will achieve it. No access to new perspective and insights and ideas. As I did, as we grow, we stop learning. And when we stop learning, we will not have new perspectives. We have no insights and we have no new ideas. So it is important to spend some time with people who are younger than you and who are elder than you, because you get to learn from both this. It is important that you spend time. हम बोलते हैं ना कि अपने छोटे बच्चों को कुछ टाइम स्पेंड करो अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स के साथ, कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा. The same is applicable to all of us. कुछ टाइम स्पेंड करो यंग टीनेजर्स के साथ, अपने से बड़े के साथ, कुछ नया सीखने को मिलेगा. The reason we don't do that is because we have a fixed mindset. And as I said, a lot of people do not try a lot of things is because they fear, and this is the fear of failure. A lot of people, even I was one of them, like I was very scared of these adventure activities. I never tried. One day while I was in the coaching process, we went to a resort and I was like, no, mujhe karna hai. I need to work on my belief system. And I went and I was doing it. I was in the middle. I was like, oh my God, my hands are paining, my legs are paining. I cannot do it. But then I kept on telling me, I can do it. I can do it. Look at the end result. Aage kya hoga? How will you feel once you're done with this? I just kept motivating myself and I was able to do that. Even when I go to the gym, if I have to complete certain sets for 15 or 20 times, I'll be okay, 15 karne ke baad mein kaisa feel karungi? Wow, let me walk, let me keep going. So this is what you have to keep doing to yourself. That's what helps you. So you don't need anybody to motivate you. Please be self-motivated. Again, the other things are lack of discipline, no productive habits, and environment. Yes, our environment does affect our productivity and it also affects our future self. बोलते हैं ना कि हम जिन 5 लोगों के साथ घूमते हैं हम वैसे ही बनेंगे, which is a fact. It is actually a fact. हम सब कॉलेज गए हैं, हमारे कॉलेज में कुछ ग्रुप्स तो बहुत अच्छे हुआ करते थे. Okay, this is for everybody to listen carefully. कुछ हमारे कॉलेज में ग्रुप बहुत अच्छे हुआ करते थे and they were like excelling in everything. कुछ बीच वाले थे, मिडिल की थे, एवरेज है, and कुछ नीचे वाले थे कि ठीक है बैक बेंचर्स हैं, किया तो किया, नहीं किया तो नहीं किया. Most of the people are still the same in their life. जो बहुत अच्छा कर रहे थे वो आज भी बहुत अच्छा कर रही हैं, जो एवरेज थे वो आज भी एवरेज है, और जो कुछ नहीं करते थे वो आज भी बहुत ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कर रही हैं. And I'm sure now you're thinking about your friends. हाँ, मेरे कॉलेज में ये 4-5 लोगों का ग्रुप ऐसा था जो ऐसा ऐसा करता था. They were active everywhere. They were all liked by the professors and the principals, and I was here. So it is a fact. It is very important that we create a growth environment for ourselves. Discipline habits are very important. More than 45% of things that we are doing during the day is not the decisions that we take. It is actually our habits. So 45% things जो हम लोग दिन में कर रहे होते हैं वो सिर्फ habits होते हैं. So imagine if you develop or have some really good habits. You are going to be successful, but we fail to do that because there are a lot of distractions and we have no power on ourselves. The last one is, or there are many, but here, no system to success. I'm sure all of you will agree with me that if you create a system, the system is not going to fall, but people might fail. So if you can create a system for your success, there are chances you will be successful. You might fail as a person, but your system will not fail you. We have huge systems. I mean, financial systems, economic system. Have you ever seen them fail? Thoda idhar udhar hota hai, but they do not fail us. But it is the person, it's always the people who fail. So it is important, and there are different tools that you can actually work on and create a system. I've done my NLP. NLP is a way you can use to change your thoughts and your behavior. So in NLP, what they do is they actually read successful people. They understand what they have been doing and they copy them. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि वो बच्चा कॉलेज में अच्छा कर रहा है और वो पर्सन अच्छा कर रहा है, let me also do that. So that is what it is. You can actually create a system. जो वो कर रहा है आप भी try करके दो. What is that person is doing differently, or what is that a person is doing that I am missing out? Because nature will never differentiate. Nature is same for everybody. So what is that I'm doing or am I not doing? It is a question that we ask ourselves. So we'll move on.
Yes, please.
You need, or who needs to balance their life? Now, it is not something, somebody who's very depressed in life, jisko kuch pata hi nahi hai. It is for that. They can also do that. But it is also for people who fail to handle their emotions. And there are a lot of people. Matlab in my surrounding also, my own husband, he couldn't just control his emotions, and he was angry. And then, of course, he has never taken coaching with me. But yes, मुझे देख करके काफी कुछ सीख गया है वो. So which is a good thing, and something good for me. So it is important that you handle your emotions effectively. So if somebody feels कि I'm unable to express, बहुत कुछ अंदर है. I have clients who would just meet me, talk to me, express themselves, do all the gossiping with me about their family members, about their boss or colleagues, and then say, we feel good. It happens. So if you feel that you want to do that, please write it down, and then just tear off that paper and throw it somewhere. Nobody can see. Other thing is, if somebody wants to overcome their fear and insecurities, it is very, very important that fear is something which stops you from doing anything that you would want to. So overcome this. And if you want to fight your fear, know more about it. What is it? Why is it? So once you know more about something, you will be actually fighting your fear in a better way. And insecurities. A lot of insecurities we carry, वो क्या सोचेंगे, ऐसा क्या होगा, वैसा क्या होगा, ये क्यों, वो क्यों. मतलब हम लोग है ना दूसरे के लिए भी सोच लेते हैं. Forget about what I think about myself. I will also start thinking कि वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रहा होगा. And the truth is वो कुछ नहीं सोच रहा है, because उसके पास बहुत कुछ है सोचने के लिए. Procrastination is one of the very, very big problem जिसकी वजह से काफी लोग लाइफ में सक्सेस अटेंड नहीं कर पाते हैं. A lot of people fail to prioritize. What is that thing I need to do today which will give me result, which will help me grow? Now, if somebody says that I want to buy a home, now what is that one thing you need to do today? And if you have plan, are you following that plan? So it is important that you prioritize. Even during the day, if you're making a plan, it is important you do the most important task first. You prioritize कि आज के दिन ये important है. I know one of my clients is like helping nature. He will write down what all he has to do. But then ultimately what happens? Just because being himself कि मैं helpful हूँ, तो वो help करने के चक्कर में अपने most important parts भी नहीं कर पाते हैं. And that is where he's failing to prioritize his work. Then this life coaching also helps in restoring your self-esteem, self-confidence, जो जैसे जैसे हम बड़े होते जाते हैं वैसे वैसे वो कम होता जाता है. जब हम बच्चे होते हैं तो हम काफी fearless होते हैं, हम सब कुछ भी कर लेते हैं, कोई बोलता है डांस कर तो डांस कर लेंगे, कहीं भी. My own daughter who is just 6.5 years, वो रेस्टोरेंट में कथक करना शुरू कर देती है. But if somebody tells me अभी कुछ करो, like no बाबा लोग क्या सोचेंगे. So as we grow, self esteem और self confidence बहुत कम होता चला जाता है. Then clarity of thoughts. मेरे साथ आज जो भी यहाँ पे सुन रहे हैं, I'm sure there is some other thought also in your mind. तो है यहाँ पर, लेकिन सोच कुछ और रहे हैं और फिर कुछ नहीं होता है. So it is important that you have clarity of your thoughts and you stick to your thoughts, so you get some results out of it. And this is again one of the reason a lot of people are poor decision makers, because clarity nahi hai and they don't stay with their thoughts. And life coaching will help you handle your daily life challenges very effectively. Matlab, I have done that and all my clients have done that. Challenges hai, because that's what life is. You are going to have challenges. It doesn't matter who you are. You are going to have challenges, but you become strong enough to face them. And somebody who would want to work on himself or herself. Because as I said, learning is lifelong. Keep learning and keep growing. So we'll move ahead. Hope I'm making sense.
Wonderful, wonderful presentation, Sheetal. Wonderful. I have one question over here because I have met you, I have listened to you, you have shared a lot of stories about the success stories of your clients. I would like to know one thing, that when a client comes to you, does he know that, does he aware about how much time it will take, or what are your strategies which you add up with your clients once a week or once a month or twice a week? Are there any specific strategies you deal with your clients?
See, what happens, the first thing I will always have a session with the client and understand what are the areas that we need to work on, because अगर मैं बोलूँ आप सब areas पे एक साथ काम करो तो वो नहीं होने वाला है. So we will understand which is the most important area that we need to work on. We pick up that and we work on it. Now there are different things, like a person would want maybe just 4 sessions or maybe just 1 session. So depending on that, we strategize things. Okay, this is what you are supposed to be doing. And I speak to my clients every day. एक WhatsApp message आता है, आज का काम किया, जो बोला था वो किया, and then I also talk to them and understand, because as I said, consistency is very important. We meet once a week. I give them work to do. And every day, for the rest of the 6 days, I'm after them to push them, because that is what all of us need. Accountability partner. नहीं किया तो वो डांटने वाले हैं, वो चिल्लाने वाले हैं. जब बच्चे होते हैं तो ठीक है, मम्मी चिल्लाएगी, होमवर्क कर लो, टीचर पनिश करेंगे, होमवर्क कर लो. But as we grow, we don't have to answer anybody. And that is when procrastination comes into picture. So if you create yourself accountable to someone, you will actually start doing a lot of things which you can do, but you are avoiding. So we understand which areas that need to be worked on, and then accordingly we strategize things for that person. So we'll move on. Now, what is life coach? A lot of people say कि अच्छा, if I introduce, I'm a life coach. अच्छा, आप counseling करते हो? It's not counseling. It is not counseling. Because counseling is something which talks about your past. But coaching is something which is only talking about your future. Ki what are the things that you can do, the things that you can explore for yourself in the future. It will lead you to growth, achievements, and success. It is not about past. As I said, we will not talk about past, and we are only questioning. We are going to understand कि ये आया कहाँ से believe, because this is not letting you move ahead. Like I had that, I am not confident, I cannot talk in front of people. So where did I get this? And I realized कि जब मैं first day school गई थी 6th standard में, वहाँ पे ऐसा हुआ था. So then I started working myself. नहीं यार, ऐसा नहीं है. I can change myself. I can try. So I worked on my belief system. I worked on my mindset, and I also understood कि मुझे चाहिए क्या. So all the things or the actions were actually taking me there. So that's what life coaching is about. It is not about the past. It is only about the future. आगे क्या करना है? What next? because talking about the past, I cannot go back. You cannot go back and change your past. So let it be. Jo ho gaya, let's move ahead. Here I will share this case study. The challenges of the client. Okay, this is a young guy, and he came to me. The first day he came to me, we met in Starbucks. Happy, kuch problem nahi tha aisa. He just thought ki let me understand what life coaching is. So he met me first day. I had a list of questions to ask him, and जब हमारा वो सेशन खत्म हो गया तो जो बहुत ही हैप्पी वाला चेहरा था वो पूरा उतर गया था. So I was like, मैंने आपकी खुशियां छीन ली. like no ma'am, but this is something I never thought about, because he was earning okay, but वो सब खर्चा कर दे. There was no planning, nothing. And ये नहीं था कि उसे करना नहीं था. He wanted to work on that, but he never knew how. And he was actually having a lot of insecurity, inferiority, and self-doubt. The reason behind this, he was low on confidence because he belonged to a place which is, kind of, or I say one background kind of a place. So he was, always thinking, ye sab bade log hain, main inse kaise paise mangu, I cannot ask them. And he had all these beliefs ki agar maine manga to maybe ho sakta hai they will not join me again. And this was all leading him to low earnings. In spite of having these skills, opportunity, because he was actually teaching in a very elite location, I say. But because of this, insecurity, low on confidence, or ek wo dar rehna, uski wajah se he was unable to progress. And the other thing, this was leading that he was not concentrating on the needs of the client. He was doing what he wanted to do. So he used to take training, or he takes training. So he was giving the training that he wanted to give, that he has learned, but he never thought about the need of the client. Ki client ko kya chahiye. The way I said, okay, I sit with you, I'll understand ki aapke problem areas kya hai, aur sare problems pe hum nahi work karenge. We'll just find out the one that we need to work immediately, jisse hame zyada problem nahi ho. But he wasn't doing that. He was just, giving out all his knowledge and all that, which was not helping the clients. So what we did is, first I understood, we did a life audit. And what was his present situation? Life audit ki jayegi, there was a lot of questions I asked him ki back mein kya tha, aage aap kahan se aaye ho, kya hai sab hai, why? Because I wanted to understand why he has this insecurity feeling. Why do you feel inferior in front of everyone? So we need to understand. And when we found the reason, we started working on that. So as I said, it was a root cause that we had to work on. It was the belief that he was carrying with himself since he was a child. And there was a lot of things that we discussed and it came out. So I said, identity is very important. So we worked on changing his identity, because I cannot change the habits. It is, if you want to change any of your habits, the best thing is to change your identity. If you want to read books, become a reader. So that's how you change your identity and you change your habit. So we worked on his identity and help him align his identity towards his goal. And the result was, I think I missed, I don't have the slide. Okay. What is the result was, he wanted to have his own studio, which he was able to have. He started his own family, that is, became a father, and he bought his own house. And before that, prior to life coaching, he could never think कि मैं अपना घर भी लूंगा, because that's what he said. घर लेना तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है, मैं नहीं ले सकता हूँ घर. That is what he mentioned. So I told him, it is a belief that you are carrying कि एक घर खरीदने में जिंदगी बिगड़ हम लोग के बड़े लोग बोलते हैं ना कि एक घर खरीदना कितना मुश्किल होता है, पूरी जिंदगी निकल जाती है. I mean, we listen this from our elders. मतलब मैंने भी सुना हुआ है. So this belief, because he told me the same thing, अपना घर लेना तो बहुत मुश्किल है यार, पूरी जिंदगी निकल जाती है और हमारी इतनी सैलरी भी नहीं होती है या फिर इनकम भी नहीं होती है. But he broke that belief, he questioned it, and within he's owning his own house. This is the power of coaching. motivational, but this is not just motivational. Work on yourself. मतलब मैं सिर्फ बात नहीं करूंगी and then we are done. It is not that. There's a rigorous follow which happens. Give you. And I also have clients who, पहले few days तो very excited. उसके बाद ना गायब हो जाते हैं. For 2 months they are lost, and then they come back. I think when I was doing those activities, I was feeling better. We that, I said, of course, I knew it. You would come back. So that's what happens. So does life coaching work? There are the satisfaction of people who have gone through life coaching is 99%. 80% increase in self-confidence, and about 70% or more than 70% have other benefits, which includes personal and professional benefits. So life coaching does work. We all need somebody to whom we can just be ourselves without being judged. Because सबसे बड़ी problem तो वो क्या सोचेंगे मेरे बारे में. So that's why I had to share with you about life, balanced life, and how important it is if you want to create your ideal life. Otherwise, there's no end to your struggles. So I hope this has added, because you people gave me your time, and I hope this has added some value. मैं मानती हूँ सब कुछ तो नहीं सुना होगा सब लोगों ने, लेकिन जितना भी सुना है, maybe it's just a couple of lines also. I would request, think about it. Your life will change. So thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity, for contributing in lives.
Wonderful, wonderful, Sheetal. We have Colonel Shobhit Kamra here and Mr. Shrikant Dhund. So would like to love to hear your comments also.
It's Sushantji, good evening. Yeah, Sheetal, I had been enjoying your session today evening, and it is good, some of the practices which you are following, but as Sushantji is aware, a co-session chal raha hai hamara. So I was thinking I don't want to miss Sheetal, so I had to be coming in and going out on the audio part of it. But Sushantji, can you help me with the question again? So I want to be.
First, let me thank you for joining. In spite of your session was going on, your group LSN is a wonderful platform wherein not many entrepreneurs are combined together, connected together, and a wonderful program. I was also a part of it.
Yeah. There is a lot of energy in Sheetal, and as she is, I should not be using the word if she doesn't mind it. I'll say she's bubbling with some josh, resonance on her expression and the face, and her communication is also good. And I'm sure she can influence what she aims at. She can influence the lives of those where she can. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. I love the comments.
Okay.
We are also in an online brain drive radio platform where a lot of our audience from across the globe are listening to you, and we will be telecasting this program after every 4 hours because we have global audience. And so if you have missed, if somebody of your friends have missed, do let us know. We will share the link with you, and you can hear this program also on live radio. Yes, Mr. Shrikantji, we would love to hear your comments.
Sure. So thank you so much for making this, and fortunate enough to be a part of the IDF group through which I got to know about this session. Very simple. She kept it absolutely natural, and it through overall her communication, her body language and facial expression, it looked absolutely natural to the core. Very simple for anyone to get it, and I was able to resonate most of the things in my previous life journey with my peer groups, with my juniors, where at multiple levels I also played a role of a coach and a mentor. A lot of learnings. Life is full of learning, and I take it with full of as a sponge, wet sponge, and I absorbed everything which I could get it from this. So thank you so much, Dr. Sushant and Ms. Sheetal, for making this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sheetal, it was a wonderful evening, and we enjoyed every bit of the information. It was really a complete different perspective of seeing towards life and balancing our life in a different way. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and
Thank
thank you
you, Dr.
everyone for
Sushant.
joining.
Dr. Sushant, thank you also for having us on board.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kanwa Shobhitji, for your attendance, and thank you,
Good
Mr.
evening.
Srikanth, for your attendance.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. See you.
Bye, sir.
Have a great day.